the NBA said that they're planning to start on December 22nd, and the projected date that like a lot of people thought they were going to start on was MLK Day, or even some people were saying Valentine's Day, which was like a month after what they're going to start, what they said when they said they're going to start. So like you said, yeah, Danny Green implied that LeBron, if they start on December 22nd, then LeBron might not play for at least like the first 10 games. And I think did Danny Green say he was going to do that too? I think he did, right?
He said like a lot of major players. I don't think he included himself, but he said like he didn't just say stars, like people who play heavy minutes.
Yeah.
I think what he was trying to say.
The Rockets have hired Stephen Silas as their new head coach, and he's the Rockets' 14th head coach in franchise history, and he spent the previous 2 seasons as an assistant coach on Rick Carlisle's staff in Dallas, and he was part of that coaching staff that helped guide the Mavericks to the highest offensive rating in NBA history in 2019 in the last season. So what do you think about this move that the Rockets have done?
Well, I found this article from what's it called? From spacecityscoop.com.
Wow.
Which is why Stephen Silas is a perfect match for the Rockets. I don't know that much about him. I know a lot about his dad, Paul Silas, but I don't know that much about him. He's been under 2 really great coaches, Don Nelson and Rick Carlisle. There's a lot of praise that's come from I just saw multiple front offices, the Charlotte Hornets and the Dallas Maverick have both only said good things about him, but He is a relative unknown. Jamal Crawford said that his demeanor, composure, connects with his players and genuinely cares and is always prepared. That's what Jamal Crawford said about him. He also helped develop Luka Doncic.
Yeah, he did.
Which is good. I mean, he seems to only have a good track record, but he still has no head coaching experience prior to this.
We always talk about the NBA's problem with recycling all the old coaches and not looking into new ones. I mean, I feel like this is a step forward because they didn't pick, or the Rockets didn't hire a well-known coach. I mean, it was kind of someone under the radar. So I think this is a good step for the NBA's problem with their head coaching, with hiring head coaches. They just choose the same coaches that have coached over and over again in the NBA, and they don't look out to college or internationally. But I definitely feel like that choosing someone like him who no one really knows about is a good step forward. Like you said, he spent 8 seasons with the Hornets, and he was the associate head coach during the 2017-18 season. And then in 2015, he helped the Hornets to their highest win total in 14 seasons. Before that, he spent 4.5 seasons as an assistant with Golden State from 2006 to 2010. He also worked with Hall of Fame coach Don Nelson. So yeah, he's been coaching for a while now. Actually, he's been coaching from 2003. I don't know. I mean, the teams like the Rockets and the Sixers are really hard to. It's really hard to see what they're gonna do or how well they're gonna do next season. Our next topic is the Sixers hiring Daryl Morey as their new team president. He reportedly signed a 5-year contract with Philadelphia. Muhammad, what do you think about this move that the Sixers have done?
Okay, I mean, he's made some good moves for the Rockets, but he's never really taken them over the top. And I feel like this really goes in line with their Doc Rivers thing. They're just picking people who've never actually done much besides... I mean, obviously Doc Rivers won a ring. Singular. But Daryl Morey really hasn't done that much. I mean, he's obviously he pioneered James Harden's way of playing basketball, and like he's really pushed the league and towards this threes and layups, all like very efficient shooting. I think he is going to trade Ben Simmons. I think that's maybe why they brought him in, just because, I mean, besides his pretty radical like ways of like approaching basketball with all analytics, layups, and threes, we talked about this before. I mean, I don't know. The Sixers don't really seem to have a direction here. They're just hiring who's on the market.
Yeah, they're basically just, because like I was kind of confused because I thought that they would hire him as their GM and like fire Elton Brand, but I think Elton Brand actually got a multi-year extension. So
yeah, he's still working there. So
yeah, so with Elton Brand and then Daryl Morey and then Doc Rivers, that whole new lineup, I don't know if I can. I mean, it all depends on what they do this offseason, because there's a lot of things they need to do. They need to get rid of Horford's contract, maybe Tobias Harris's contract. They have at least 4 contracts where it's just they're paying them too much. And those 4 contracts, I think it's Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and there's one more, but I forgot who it was. Those 4 contracts are taking up 80% of their cap space. Like also potentially trading Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. I know that Elton Brand has previously said that he doesn't want to trade them, but I'm wondering if Daryl Morey is going to affect that decision as well.
One thing he has been really good at is finding solid role players around to complement whatever the team's style of play is. Like for the Rockets, he almost always got the best 3-and-D players, PJ Tucker, Robert Covington, and he even found Ben McLemore, who was like living in a dumpster somewhere. That's not really true, but I mean, his NBA career was essentially living in a dumpster with the Sacramento Kings, not going anywhere. And then he found him. He became a key piece of whatever their playoff run was before LeBron squished them. But I think he can help. I mean, if he doesn't trade Ben Simmons for players that can complement Joel Embiid, then he's going to have a lot tougher time if the Sixers are really set on keeping him. So he's going to have to probably move a couple players from his former team over to this team if he wants the